If you're just about to launch a product, watch this video, learn from our mistakes so that hopefully when you do it, it does well. So basically 6 months ago, maybe even 8 months ago, we were creating a product, and the products I create are templates and resources for creatives to work as freelancers, whether that's in branding, marketing, photography, whatever. We basically just create templates like invoices, proposals, brand guidelines, that sort of stuff. And at the time, we didn't have many products, and we made a proposal initially that went really well for our first ever product launch. It went really well, and I think maybe we made $2,000 sales in one day, which for us at the time was really good, and it's still really good now. It's very respectable numbers. So we thought the proposal went well. What's next? And for us at the time, we were like, oh, let's just make a brand strategy document. Now, our first mistake is that a brand strategy document is only really used by someone who works in branding. And people that work in branding is a small segment of the overall creatives and freelancers that are doing service work for others. So we spent, I'd say, a good month on this one template. And this was a 30-page PDF InDesign, Illustrator, Canva, maybe. So we made it in all these different softwares. We filled it out. We made sure it was comprehensive. It had instructions. It had step-by-step on how you can create a brand strategy. And this was definitely targeted towards, as I said, people that work in branding, people that specifically work in strategy and branding, which is a very small percentage, right? If we look back at a proposal is, it can be used by basically anyone that's doing service work or doing a project for someone. You put a proposal in. For photography, to do a project, you put a proposal to a client, maybe if you want to do their branding project. And it went well, so we're like, oh, let's just do the next one. And where we went wrong is with the brand strategy, there wasn't as big of an audience, and we didn't know that at the time. So we had this big build up. We planned to launch it, and then after we launched it, we were going traveling, and we we're like, oh, we'll have heaps of money because our first launch really went really well. So then we'll go on this big trip after. We were counting money that we didn't have, and that's probably something you should never do. Basically, we launched this product and it absolutely flopped. So I reckon we made less than $1,000, maybe, but we were planning on making $10,000 in one day, and it didn't go well. I remember the day when we launched, and we were watching the sales come in, and it just wasn't doing well, and we're like, what have we done wrong? Where have we gone wrong? And there's a few bits of advice and a few tips that I think would help if you're in a similar situation or you're about to be in a similar situation to avoid the circumstances that we had. And the first thing I would do is test the market and see if people actually want your product. And an easy way to do this, if you have a following, if you have a website, if you have people coming in, people interacting with your brand, get them to sign up for something. So basically, let's say you're selling a brand strategy fleshed out template. What you could do is maybe you could make a free product, which is a brand strategy dashboard, or just a small snippet, or even a PDF step-by-step of how to make one, and have a pop-up on your website or something in your Instagram bio or whatever it is where people can see it and they can download it for free, and all they have to do is put in their email. So basically you're seeing, let's say it's up for a week and you get 10 of all the people that visit your website, 10% of those people are filling it out and interested. Maybe that's a good amount. Maybe you do the same thing and 1%, one person fills out the form. Probably not a good choice. Even you could do an Instagram story, and if you say who wants a brand strategy template, or do you need a brand strategy template, it's just going to be something that helps for you, and 90% say they don't want it, probably not a good choice. But if 100% or 90% say they do want it, then that's something you should proceed with. And these little tests of the market, just gauging from the amount of data, it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 people, it doesn't matter if you have 10 people, just gauging the overall percentage of people that actually are interested in your product before you create it and before you spend time going through that process, it's going to save you a headache. Because something that we did, so after that brand strategy failed, we were like, that's not good. So we moved on to, actually I think we had a hiatus. We had a bit of a break because we were like, that's not good, we need to fix it. And when we went to one of our more recent launches for our boring bundles, which are the packs that we created, some for freelancers, some for people that work in branding. Similar products, so some of them have brand strategy in them, but they also have proposals and invoices and client agreements and things that other people need that aren't just people that work in branding. And our audience from Instagram, obviously we have over 100,000 followers on Instagram, so we use them to test the market. We put up a lot of free products, we put up a lot of questions and did just a lot of market research to see if people were actually going to be interested in these bundles we're creating, which had all these products. And then we started to grow a list. So we use Klaviyo for our email marketing. We started to grow a list, and we got thousands of people signed up that were interested. And usually, if you have, let's say, you have 1,000 people signed up, only a very small amount of those people are actually going to convert. Just because 1,000 people sign up for a product doesn't mean 1,000 people will buy it. You might get like 10%, you might get 5%, you might get 2 or 3%. And that's something you can probably predict how many sales you're going to make by how many people sign up. And then once you start sending emails to them, which you should be sending from a month onwards, and I can do a more detailed launch plan in the future. But once you have that list, you need to start sending them emails pretty regularly. Let them know what's coming. Let them know when it's going to happen, and building up this anticipation, building up until the product's launch, and then having, a launch offer, having scarcity or something that allows a bit of urgency for a customer to purchase is also crucial. So that when it comes to your launch day, you're going to do pretty well. And in our most recent launch, I think we did over 100 sales, maybe, I'm not sure, close to $10,000 maybe in sales, probably not quite that much. But that was because we put in all this work in the build-up. I think we spent 45 days building up. We spent months and months building these products which we knew people actually wanted. So when it came to the launch day, we estimated pretty close to what we actually made, which is something that is super important. And the reason I'm telling this story is I actually saw a TikTok this morning. There was just, when you see someone crying on TikTok and you're like, here we go. And there was a girl crying. She's like, oh, I put so much work into these products and I only got 2 sales for my launch. And at the end of the day, no one cares how much work you put in. No one cares that you put your blood, sweat and tears in. People care about a product that they need, a product that they want, something that is actually going to solve a problem or that's actually going to bring them some joy. And if you don't make the sales, that's on you. You can't just put a TikTok up and be like, oh, I feel sorry for me, womp, that I haven't made a sale. That's your fault. Obviously, people don't want to buy your product, or maybe you haven't built a list of people that are actually interested in purchasing, or you haven't advertised well enough. There's all these things that you haven't done. You shouldn't have to guilt people into purchasing your product. Another time I saw this video where this dude was like, oh, I have to shut down my gym if I don't get 100 people sign up this week. No one cares. Stop asking for handouts. Do better with your advertising. Have a better offer, and maybe people will actually sign up and purchase your product or sign up to your gym. So at the end of the day, you're responsible for your product. You're responsible for your business. No one's going to come and save you. And that's the one thing with owning your own business, is that you can't just lay over and start crying and hopefully your boss will come save you, because you're in charge. If you fuck up and you don't do well in your launch and your sale goes really bad and you make no money, that's on you. Stop looking for other people to try and come save you, because no one's going to come and save you. So that's my little issue of the day, is you're responsible. You can't look for handouts, and you really need to make sure that if you're going to launch a product or a service, that people actually want it, because being a business owner is tough if you're doing the wrong things. If you found a product that people love and people want to purchase, that's money, But if you try and tell something that no one gives a fuck about, or in a really saturated market, or just a really bad product or service, no one's going to purchase, and that's on you. So hopefully this helps, and hopefully you do the due diligence to get this right and don't fuck it up. Good luck. If you need help, send me a message, because I'm always happy to help and I'm always happy to listen. And thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe and chuck a like or a comment with what product you have coming up, or if you have a question. But today, I got stuff to do, so I'm going to have to leave you there, and I'll chat to you next time.